Oh yeah, I did. Cool.
Honestly.
Okay, cool. Big up everybody watching. We're gonna do this American Redact. Brendan Schaub humiliates himself while glazing Joe Rogan. Brendan Schaub humiliates himself while glazing Joe Rogan. Big up American Redact. One of the greatest out there. One of the best to do it out there. Doing the damn thing. Big up everybody tuning in. By the way, if you're still here, like the stream, please. Like the stream. Like the stream. Subscribe to the channel. Like the stream. Subscribe to the channel if you can. That'd be much appreciated. Yeah, big up Asad Aziz. He's got it all figured out. You don't know exactly. Big up Asad Aziz. We're gonna continue with this for a bit, and then I'm gonna probably break, get some food, and then come back and do Mark Normand on Kick. Or maybe I won't break. Maybe I'll just leave the stream running. But I'll decide. Yeah. So we're gonna probably break and get some McDonald's, I think, and then I'm gonna keep the stream running, and then we'll do the Mark Normand on Kick. I think that's what we're gonna be doing. So big up everybody tuning in. Like the stream, subscribe to the channel. Much appreciated. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Honestly, anytime anybody's ever mentioned, like a dude, who would win in a fight, you or Joe Rogan? I always say Joe Rogan would fucking kill me.
I do too. People ask me all the time.
I know, and I mean that.
I go, Joe,
like, there's no way I'd be able to take him down.
And he goes, how would you do in a fight against Joe Rogan if kicks weren't allowed? And even after saying all, he goes, how would you do? I go, well, I'd beat the shit out of him, dude.
All right, so Brendan Schaub.
By the way, I think that time as well, I'm pretty sure that time that he said that thing about Rogan was probably the time that they weren't in a good place. Because that's probably the same time the Bobby Lee drama was happening, you know? I'd imagine him and Rogan probably weren't seen eye to eye, you know? There's probably a lot of tense text messages and shit exchanged between the both of them. I think so. That's probably why he was, because I remember that particular time he'd say a lot of like cheeky things about Rogan here and there. So I think that's probably the reason why he said that.
Just appeared on another Fight Companion with Joe Rogan, Eddie Bravo, and Joey Diaz. And as you may have guessed, Brendan just completely exposed himself while glazing Joe Rogan to no end. I mean, the guy even lit his cigar backwards and was inhaling the burnt wrapper throughout the podcast, which hilariously enough, no one told him about the entire time. But you see, this isn't really uncharacteristic of Schaub to do. I mean, this guy typically brown noses Joe Rogan from beginning to end every time.
It's nauseating. To be fair, he's not as parroty as before. He's still bad, but before the parroting was awful. The parroting was disgusting. Every word he said, he just repeated like, Jesus Christ, man. That's why I've always maintained. I think he will end, like, this is a bad thing to say out loud, right? It's a bad thing to say out loud. I do acknowledge it is a bad thing to say out loud, but I'm pretty sure Brendan's gonna be crying way more aggressively and way harder when Rogan kicks the bucket than his own dad. He will be on camera crying with bogey running down his face when Rogan kicks the bucket way harder than if when it happens to his dad. I bet you. He
appears on the podcast, while also shilling out whatever grift of the month he's doing at that very point in time. But this latest appearance just felt a little more desperate, because if you've been following Brendan Schaub's latest antics at all, then you know that he's actually on the verge of a financial collapse. So a lot of people think that he's gearing up to ask Rogan for some financial help pretty soon here, as he's simply not able to afford his very expensive lifestyle anymore. I mean, he's been listing just about everything he owns for sale online as of late, from his souped up cars to even his own house. And he's even mentioned on his podcast that he can't afford.
Oh yeah, the house, I think he took was it? I saw the Reddit. Maybe I'll check Reddit later. He discounted it. Is it 400,000? I think 400,000. I think so. It's been knocked down. So he won't make any money off it as well, probably. He probably might spend, I mean, he probably might make a loss on the house. I think no one's bitten so far. Maybe actually, to be honest as well, even though housing for me, renting is really difficult now to find good places, it's probably hard to sell houses. Look, sorry, it's hard to buy a house. It's hard to rent somewhere nice for cheap. And it's probably hard to sell a house as well. I'd imagine the market the way it is. Like, you're probably not going to sell your house for like top dollar, you know? It's probably difficult to move houses because the money's just not there, isn't it? Unfortunately, in the market. Probably.
Afford the mortgage on his house anymore.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah, me and Tiger were driving to practice.
You what?
Tiger and I were driving to practice. He goes, Dad, what do you want for birthday? I'm all, do you have $100,000 cash?
Yeah.
No?
Jesus,
yeah.
bro.
You can't help me.
I honestly,
you can't help me.
I think can you pay for all your food and clothes for the next 10 years?
Can you cover can you cover the mortgage and payroll? Oh, you can't? Well, you're not fucking helping me, buddy, are you?
Bro, you know what? Can I say something real quick?
So the amount of glaze in this fight companion was just off the charts in this episode because Brendan's literally at rock bottom and is most likely...
Yo, big up, what's that? Big up, Run It Up. Do you think they filmed him while the rap ignited? I hope Jamie put that out. Yeah. Oh, that'd be brilliant. That'd be brilliant if they did. That'd be brilliant if they did.
Desperately wanting Rogan to offer some kind of help, even if that means Brendan has to lie a bit in order for that to happen. Like when he brought up the fact that...
I don't think so. I don't think that's true. I think if Brendan was really ramped up, he was just trying to make a good impression so that he would get some clicks back on his stuff. I don't think Brendan is dumb enough to ask Rogan for money. I think he knows that would ruin their relationship, you know? I don't think he's dumb enough to do that. I think when he goes on the show, especially nowadays, he really tries to like make a moment, you know? He wants there to be a moment. He wants to go kind of viral. He's really kind of amped up, which probably explains the Adderall. That probably explains the Adderall that he obviously took for this episode, because he was really fucking, you know, his mouth was moving at fucking, you know, many miles per hour. So I doubt he's like waiting for a chance to ask for money. I think he's just trying to make a good impression, so maybe he goes viral, gets new fans or something. I don't know. One of those type of things.
That he's selling his house now because he can't afford the mortgage anymore. He framed it as if no one at the UFC taught him how to be smart with his money after retiring, which is just awfully strange.
Exactly.
I mean, first of all, the guy retired over 10 years ago at this point and has made way more money in podcasting and comedy than the UFC. And secondly, while all the paper was coming in, Brendan was always the first guy to brag about how much of a business beast he thought he was, as if he had everything all figured out. But now that the house of cards finally collapsed, he is pulling the victim card.
Yeah, he bought a lot of things, man. Think about all those diamond encrusted watches and all those Rolls Royces.
Well,
and
he
all
has
those
like
Ferraris
15 Bugattis.
all those houses, and he
Yeah.
bought a bunch of apartment buildings. And
Those are good investments, though.
yeah, but you got to pay the mortgage,
Correct.
you know. And
He might have just had a big nut, then he stopped fighting. He's like,
who knows, man? He's got a bunch of people that are on his
yeah,
payroll.
whole staff.
It's easy.
And so he's
If
trying to
you-
set up another fight. It's
If you
going to
get used
manufacture.
to making that kind of money all the time, and then it just goes away.
That's
hard to
athletes in
adjust.
general, bud.
Yep.
That's, I mean,
That's like every rock star story, every rockumentary. They blow up, get the mansions, and then they got to sell that motherfucker.
because Eddie, they don't teach you how to.
Yeah.
You know, I went through it. They don't teach you how to manage finances.
Yeah.
Like you're busy being a fucking warrior, an athlete. No one goes, "Hey, dude, you know
You
that
got to pay your taxes,
you know that
dog.
$20 million house, your mortgage on that's whatever. Let's say $25,000 a month. Are you gonna be able to afford? It's a 40-year mortgage.
That's a lot.
You're
of
probably gonna
months.
fight for another 6 years, bud.
Yeah,
What are you
yeah.
gonna do after that?
Yeah, you gotta
No one
sell
taught
that
you
house.
like
You gotta
that.
Sell that.
That's the thing though, like, that's, you know what's really funny about him saying this? No one told me that. No one told us that. You're a grown-ass man, find out. Secondly, or firstly, if you remember, right, if you're a real TFATK historian, you would know one of the things that used to repeat ad nauseum, one of these, like, one of these things he used to kind of brag about was the fact that he had great business acumen post UFC. Like, he found his way. He's so lucky he doesn't have to do all this, like, celebrity fighting, bare knuckle boxing. He doesn't have to be fighting still in the UFC in his older age. He's found a way out. He's found a route out. You know what I mean? He's good with his finances and stuff. He's got people in place who are helping him out. He's got a good team. All this malarkey. He used to brag about that often. I'm not like the other guys. I'm different. Now that he's come into a bit of financial problems and issues, suddenly it's like, no one told me anything. I'm like, now he's including himself in the athletes. That's like most athletes. I'm like that. Brother, you haven't been an athlete in many years. He's probably been a podcaster. Whatever he is now, longer than he was a professional athlete. You know what I mean? He's probably been a host of TFATK longer than he's been a professional athlete. Nobody knows you for athletics, really, to be honest. They know you as being Rogan's friend and for having your own podcast or being a comedian. They don't even know you for athletics anymore. So this whole, I'm an athlete too, it's hard for us. Like, come on, man. You're not one of them. You are not one of them, sir, at all.
That house,
Yeah,
dog.
bro.
Every rock star, dog, goes up with the mansions, and then they gotta sell that mansion,
Yep.
dog. They gotta sell that motherfucker.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Well, because no one teaches them.
Yeah.
They take advantage of them.
That's a crazy thing to say. No one, brother, that's your own fault. And also, I think there's a really big thing here, lesson to be learned about his like he's definitely an image guy, because there's no explanation behind when he got fired or when his contract didn't get renewed from Showtime. The first thing he does is buy a Ferrari. Most of us here in the stream chat, most of us here watching, most of us here know the moment you get fired from a job, the first thing you do is limit your spending. That's the first thing you do. It doesn't matter if you're going to get a severance. The first thing you do is that you pull back on the spending. If you had a holiday booked, you cancel that motherfucker. You know, if you had a restaurant booking, you cancel that shit. Everybody knows the moment you get fired, even if you know you're going to get another job tomorrow, just to kind of make sure you got all your ducks in a row, just to kind of make sure you can kind of figure out where you are, you limit your spending. So the fact that Brendan went out of his way to buy that Ferrari, in my opinion, after the Showtime deal, what it tells me, again, I don't know this to be a fact, but what it tells me is that he was conscious of how it would look that he didn't get his contract renewed at Showtime, or that he decided to leave. He knew people would think that he got fired. He knew people would maybe take the piss out of it. He knew he would get mocked by it. So in an effort to kind of save face and to look like he wasn't down bad, Showtime going away wasn't affecting anything, I'm still up, I'm still doing good, I'm still rich, I'm still whatever, he bought that Ferrari. That's the main reason why I think he bought it. To just like prove to the internet that he's not that he's not broke, that he's not going down bad. Imagine that type of person then goes to buy a fucking mansion they probably can't afford either, because there's a scenario where he buys a mansion that can fit all his family in, that's not as opulent, that's not as fucking extravagant as the one he's living in now, you know. But the one he's living in now is like, it's a kind of mansion that you expect fucking Peyton Manning to be living in, you know? Like a retired quarterback or something. But he wants to give that image and live a certain way. That's why he's in the situation he's in. He could easily have like 2 nice cars and be fine. But instead he had like 6, you know? He could have a really decent house, but instead he has a fucking mansion. Like, there's no need for it. It's just excessive for excessive sake. And now that it's all going, he's like, oh, no one told me. Bro, no one told you how to spend money, but you figured out how to spend it. Now all of a sudden you need people to tell you how to save it. Get out of here.
So yeah, just a bit of a self-report by Brendan here. Like, he's describing his current situation to a T, right down to the number of years that he agreed to pay a mortgage for, but he's framing it as if it happened right when he retired from the UFC.
And he's also acting like it happened to him. That's the thing too, the pure victim thing. He's acting like this happened to him, as opposed to he put himself in that situation. Oh, this happened to me. Someone took advantage of me. No, they didn't. You go on Zillow now. On his property, on any property on Zillow, it gives you a breakdown of how much you're going to pay. It tells you exactly what's on the line when you sign that dotted line. It tells you the breakdown of the fucking fees and this and that. So you can decide if you want to take it or not. You took the deal because you thought it would look good, right? Moving to Austin, to his big fucking mansion, and now it's come to bite him in the ass. It's kind of crazy he's playing victim, to be fair. It's kind of fucking crazy he's playing victim. I didn't expect this from him, I'm not going to lie. I didn't expect him to play victim, but this is kind of wild.
Which was like 12 years ago by now. So this just seems like he's testing the water with how he's going to tell his friends that he's not really balling anymore like he used to be.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Jumping up and down. He's not really balling.
Big up. Yeah, big up, Koila. I'm late, but whose day? Exactly. Manage your own money, you idiot. They take all the credit if he was good with it. There we go. That's the line. He'd take all the credit if he was good. Exactly. If he was this fucking business mogul that he thinks he is, if he was this marketing genius that he thinks he is, and it actually works to his advantage, he would be taking all the fucking credit. Even if it was luck, he would take all the credit. But now it's gone wrong. Suddenly, it's not my fault. Yeah, big up Jack Doran Jr. He's been a podcaster twice as long as he's been in the UFC. Exactly. Hubris. Exactly. Big up Keepy. To be fair, Baba thinks he's Joe level. Exactly. That's funny, man. That was always the funniest revelation. Brendan actually thinking that once Rogan left LA, that he was next. He was going to take over. He was going to be the next one to take up, just to step in and be the Rogan of LA. Imagine. He thought he was going to be the Rogan of the comedy scene. Absolutely crazy.
Anymore like he used to be. And of course, no one's going to be jumping up and down and celebrating Brendan's financial crisis or anything, as the guy also has a family that's completely disconnected from.
Nah, they are. I think you're misconstrued there, fucking American Redact. There's people on the Reddit now that were fucking pissed when he got announced as the he was going to be on the fucking Fight Companion. Like, why the fuck does Rogan keep giving him a rope? Why does fucking giving him a handout? Why is Rogan keep him around? Like, it's clear that that's to be fair. I think the same. I wonder the same thing too. I also wonder, why does Rogan always keep him around when clearly they're not as close as they once were? The relationship isn't what it once was. You can tell it's different. You can tell Rogan kind of, knows what we know about him. He's been exposed to the hater content. He's aware of why people don't like him since. But there are some people on the Reddit who are really pissed off that he was on the Fight Companion. They're really annoyed that he's like got given another chance to get his face out there. So there are some people that are really hoping that he loses it all. Some of them are in this chat here now, and they like that tink up. They love that tink up emoji. So I think American Redact is misunderstood there.
What he does online. But what people are happy about is that this is a
misunderstood. Misinformed. I think American Redact is misinformed there. There are some people that are really going to be jumping for joy.
Experience for Brendan Schaub. Like he's just no longer the business shark that his friends referred to him as over the years. Yep. And that is indeed a pretty big slice of humble pie for old Brendan Schaub. And so one telltale sign that Brendan's phasing out of this whole business mentality is because he didn't even promote any of his grifts that he's been doing lately, as they've all already failed. So embarrassingly enough, the only thing he was able to plug here was the bizarre car show that he's allegedly doing on Tubi called Gearheads Gone Wild. And when he did promote that, all the guys just laughed in Schaub's face.
How do you know? How the f do you know?
All
right, my bad. I had to say that.
Yes.
Love you guys.
Love you too.
Gearheads Gone Wild is coming out on Tubi. I think it's March 24th. Stay tuned for that. Yeah, if you guys watch it, they're going to buy a lot more, so watch it.
So in this next clip here, Eddie Bravo, Joe Rogan.
Gearheads going. It's hilarious, by the way. By the way, doesn't it kind of sound like a porn thing as well, isn't it? Right? Isn't that whole Gone Wild thing was like a porn thing, right? If I'm not mistaken, it kind of sounds like. But I wonder, maybe it did it on purpose.
Rogan and Joey Diaz laugh at it like they genuinely thought it was funny, but do not be fooled, guys. They're really just laughing at how dumb of a title it is.
With 3,000 horsepower,
bro, I was in one of those Calvo Vipers with 2,200 horsepower.
Those are nuts. Gordon Ryan is obsessed with those.
Looked a little scared.
I was so scared. I don't want to get hurt. And he showed me a video of Calvo. Showed me a video of him because as we're going, I'm like, how much horsepower is 2,400? I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude. I go, hey man, you ever crash one of these things? He goes, oh yeah. Shows me a video of him just getting f***ed up. I'm like, buddy, yeah. I was fucking terrified.
Not fun.
I don't want to go out like that. I was shooting a TV show. This Gearheads Gone Wild. So I don't want to go out shooting a
Gearheads Gone Wild?
Yeah.
Dude, that's
my new show.
Hilarious.
That's on Tubi.
Is that your show?
That's my show. My new car show.
It?
Yeah.
That's me and my boy
Steve. Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah, Gearheads Gone Wild. It's on Tubi.
March
24th.
These guys are banging, boys. These guys are banging.
Oh!
I mean, the fact that Joe Rogan came out on several different occasions to say that Tiger Thick was a horrible name for a whiskey brand just tells you how serious they're taking this new show. So yeah, just some blatant, shameless promotion for this show that's apparently coming out in 2 days, yet doesn't even have a single trailer or promotion on Tubi. All there is online about this...
That's a good point, though. Well, they definitely filmed something, though. He definitely was filming something. We saw cameras. We saw him on set doing something. Whether or not it's going to go actually making a production is another thing, but he definitely did film something with these people. But it is kind of weird that it's coming out soon and there's no trailer, no nothing, no rollout, Where's it? Like, if you're going to have your host be on Rogan, surely you'd have the trailer ready, If your main host on the show is going to be on Rogan, you have the trailer ready because he's going to plug the show. So people can go and see the trailer, or it drops. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't really make any sense. Does this show exist or not?
Posed Show is an Instagram account with 60 followers and 0 posts. But whether that's a real show or not, the way Rogan immediately cut Brendan off to bring attention back to the fights just tells you how much he appreciated that shameless plug. And again, the way they laughed at the title definitely wasn't in a positive way. Because Rogan just doesn't take anything Brendan does in the business world seriously. Like, he really hated the name of Brendan's whiskey brand back when Brendan was promoting that thing just about everywhere. And multiple times on the podcast, Joe would bring up how horrible of a name it was. He even mentioned it when Brendan himself was on the pod.
You guys are talking about jiu-jitsu grips, and I'm lost in the
Give me
fight.
your fucking glass so I could pour you some Tiger Thick.
There you go.
It's very good whiskey with the worst fucking name ever.
Oh, how dare you?
It's a bad name, but the whiskey's very
love
good.
the name.
What's the
dude.
name?
Tiger
Thick.
Yeah, it's
Space up
bourbon
my
and
son
Japanese
thick.
whiskey mixed.
But it's legit whiskey. It's
Oh, yes,
very
legit
good.
as it comes.
And then there's also like Buffalo Trace. They don't sell you anything unless it's 8 years old.
Okay.
Everything is at least 8 years old. So that is, you know who's got a good one is Brendan Schaub. I hate the name of it. I love Brendan, but I hate the name of his whiskey. It's Tiger Thick. Like, shut the up. But the whiskey itself is outstanding. It's very good. And that's 10 years old.
Yeah.
And that's a Japanese whiskey that's blended with an American bourbon.
Another embarrassing thing
Jesus
that Brendan
Christ.
did during this fight
Brutal review, though, isn't it? Fucking hell, mate. Brutal review.
companion was, of course, his constant interruptions and just his loud talking in general. I mean, several times during this episode, Brendan would just completely take over the conversation and seemingly only spoke to Joe as if they were the only two people in the room. And then when Eddie Bravo or Joey Diaz started speaking, Brendan would just chime in with his take, which made Eddie Bravo especially visibly annoyed.
Yeah.
There's quite a few fighters that especially in jiu-jitsu, that come in, like Fabricio Verdum, for instance.
Oh, my God.
He came in,
buddy.
he didn't have any striking, so he was like, had mixed success.
But do you know how he came in?
No, but let me finish. He didn't have any striking.
No, none.
And he was fighting like Hoist in the early
Yep.
days, but he could have easily just said, fuck it, I'm just going to teach jiu-jitsu. I don't need to do this shit. But Fabricio stuck it out. And little by little,
Top three of
his
all time.
striking became pretty dangerous. And he started head kicking people. And
So
then
good, bro.
He could have easily, after 2 or 3 fights, said, you know what? I'll
Yep.
teach jiu-jitsu. I don't need to do this shit.
Fabrizio
Remember when
was
he fought
coach.
He
Travis
kept it
Brown
going.
and flying side kicked him in the face? First move,
Yep.
opening round, jumping, flying side kick to the
But
face.
Verdun
Catch-
was Crow Cop's jiu-jitsu coach, and Crow Cop's the one that got
That's
him
right.
into MMA.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Bro,
So
you
then
gotta,
he
he's
became one of
got
the
to
best
be
strikers.
in the GOAT category. When you
Top 3, Bubba.
because you got to think about.
And so it was a bit disappointing to not hear Eddie just rip into Schaub here, because this is not Eddie's first rodeo. Like, he's done countless fight companions with Schaub in the past where he would confront Schaub in a heated sort of way, and he'd always be the first guy to challenge Schaub or put him on the spot.
I get the feeling Eddie Bravo has always had a little bit of a nibble with Brendan, because you remember early on when Eddie was really deep in the conspiracies. I think he kind of laid off because it kind of, ruined the vibe of the show. But when Eddie would really go on these crazy conspiracy rants, I remember one time in particular, Brendan got a bit too comfortable and he started like laughing too much or acting like it was like, like he was dumb, I don't know. I think he didn't take too well to it. I forgot what episode it was. There was one particular fight companion I remember watching where Eddie Bravo was like, hey, you need to chill, like, you know what I mean? Like he didn't really take it too well. And I think ever since then, he's always looked at Brendan like, oh, okay. Do you know what I mean? Like, okay. You think you're funny, yeah? You think I'm an idiot? I mean, I think so. Because I think he always goes out of his way to like remind him, like, hey, I'm not Rogan, or whatever. I don't know.
In order to embarrass him. But current day Eddie Bravo seems to be way more laid back. Like, he didn't even bring up his conspiracy theories on everything that's going on in the world to Joe Rogan in this one. So we were all missing the OG Eddie Bravo that would have been nice to hear on this podcast.
Yeah, but Chris Mack, that's a good point. Yeah, Chris Mack, that's a good point. Good point. Eddie and Rogan are legitimate friends and have been for like 30 years. That's very true. Schaub is just some guy Rogan took liking to because he seemed dumb. Exactly. Yep. That's a really good point. That's a really, really good point.
Like, he used to just absolutely grill Schaub for even the smallest reason.
He said right now he's focused on the Nacho Libre stuff, and then he's gonna,
Watch your mouth, man.
Is that what's called? Nacho Libre? I'm not even trying to be funny.
Lucha Libre.
Nacho Libre's the movie.
Yeah, that's a Jack Black.
Dude, you're going to get
Okay.
attacked online. You better watch
Yeah,
it.
they're coming for you, bro.
Oh no. Bring it, bro.
Curtis Blades.
Different types of athletes. A grappler.
Can I ask you a
This is the
question? Can I
longest
ask you a
plug
question?
of all time, son.
Yeah, but can I?
Listen, first of all, if
Yeah, I
you're
think that's the
getting
one.
bored, Brendan,
Yeah, I think that's the one. I think this might be the one. I think this is the one. This is the longest story. Yeah, if you get bored, I think this might be one of the ones.
Are you
Good,
bored?
man. No,
Are
I'm
you
good,
bored?
man.
I'm
I'm
trying
good.
to explain some shit.
No, I
And you're
heard
saying that was a
man.
long explanation.
No, I thought we were done.
I'm trying to explain shit.
Do it, man. Do
You're
your
like, that's a
thing.
long explanation.
No, listen,
Okay?
Brendan,
I'm trying
it
to
was
explain
my
shit.
fault.
This is my shit.
This
Let
is
me
your
explain
shit.
it. Yeah, let me
Do it,
explain
man.
it.
Do your
This
thing,
is
man.
some
I
real
thought we
shit.
were rapping.
It was.
UFC.
Well, no, you told me we were ending.
Hey, if you want to leave, you could leave.
No,
I'm good, brother.
no,
I'm
no,
done. There's no.
Listen,
Don't get
I
offensive. Don't get offensive. I thought we were shutting down. Don't get your
Okay.
feelings
No,
hurt.
no, no,
Do your
no.
thing,
Hey,
brother.
Hey, I'm not.
Listen.
My feelings are not hurt. You're the one.
He's such a cunt, innit? He's such a cunt. You can tell why people don't like him. You can tell people don't get your feelings hurt, brother. You're the one that was you're the one that was being a cunt. Why don't you say sorry and let me continue my story? What a gaslighting cunt, innit? Ay ay. Brendan, wow. Just say sorry, my bad. I didn't mean to it come off that way. Continue on. Like, rah, Ted, man. God damn, Brendan. What a POS.
It's saying, oh, it's supposed to be. I'm trying to explain.
No. I interrupted. You were just gonna say EBIA, and then I brought in because I realized this was something I wanted to cover.
See, look at Rogan running cover for Brendan again. You shouldn't let Brendan. Sometimes when your friend is a douchebag and your other friend kind of calls him out, let him call them out. Don't fucking jump in there and be a human shield. Rogan now, I don't think Rogan nowadays would do this. This is Rogan back in the day. I don't think if this happened now, I don't think Rogan would jump in front of Eddie like this and protect Brendan. But fucking hell, what a cunt.
So yes.
Is that okay, Brandon?
You're technically correct.
No, I think we're
had
both
started
right.
the
I think we're
end.
both right because he like.
started
I think we're both right, of course.
I plugged my dates.
You were like ready to go. You're like, damn, you're ready. Okay, I get it. You're in trouble. You have to be. You have to.
not the least bit.
You had to be all home
bit,
like
sir.
45 minutes ago.
No,
Listen,
And
this
you're
is,
like,
we were
"Motherfucker,
getting
we're
off
trying to get
track.
out of here."
We're getting off track because I want to hear this idea.
Well, guess what? We'll find out tonight because Francis has the best body,
best body.
and Kane looks like a
How
gordita
come you
crunch.
guys never talk about like the female UFC bodies? How
love
come it's always the
because it's
male?
Valentina
Excuse
Shevchenko.
Why is it always the
I
male body?
always do.
You guys never do.
I always do.
Never hear.
Always.
My favorite is
Always. Yes, he speaks like a fucking caveman, innit? Like, how can English be your first language and you speak like this?
UFC bodies.
I
How
love
come
it.
it's always
'Cause
the
it's
male
Valentina
bodies?
Shevchenko.
Why is it always the
I
male?
always do.
You guys
Always.
never do.
I always do.
Never hear.
my favorite is Valentina
It's always
Shevchenko.
about Alan Joe
Valentina
That's because you like
Shevchenko's
dudes
got-
with.
I think she's so hot.
Cody.
It's kind of crazy, innit? This guy was a multi-millionaire at one point, man. He was a multi-millionaire at one point. He's trying really hard not to be anymore. But
Cody?
at one point, this motherfucker was a multi-millionaire. Multi-millionaire at one point, this guy. Can barely string a sentence together. Probably can't write that well. Probably can't spell that well. It's kind of crazy how life works, isn't it? Fuck, we gotta get our hustle on, guys. We gotta get our hustle on. This guy made it at one point. He made it. He's trying really hard not to make. He's trying really hard to lose it. But at one point, he was living life well, life good, living in the living in the Hidden Hills. His kids went to the same school the Kardashian kids go to. His wife was dripped out and shit. Balenciaga this, Gucci that, Louis this. He was flying all over the country doing stand-up. Rogan was his best pal, performed wherever he wants in terms of clubs and shit. And he can barely speak. Like, god damn.
I think she's so hot.
Cody Garbrandt. It's always the same shit.
The lithium batteries, like it's not
Oh,
good.
China's
man.
awesome. Oh yeah, let's follow their
They're smart as
fucking
shit.
lead.
Let's depend more
Jesus.
on China.
What?
You know what you're doing when you buy Tesla? You're communist.
No, my friend Elon.
So unfortunately, this old version of Eddie Bravo
Eddie Bravo
didn't
is
appear in the
rolling his
latest
eyes.
Fight Companion. And that may have been on purpose. Because I don't think he's ever liked Schaub. So I believe that he's been following all his failures online because of that. And so now that Brendan's probably at the lowest point in his career, Eddie didn't have to give Schaub that much of a hard time. As Schaub's life in general is already humbling enough.
There's bare knuckle boxing.
Here we go. Here we go. Well, Jorge Masvidal's promotion.
I'm the commentator.
Oh,
Yeah, I go to Dominican Republic.
Commentator.
April.
boy. Have fun. Here we go. Round one. Here we go.
So yeah, big up American Redact. That was brilliant. Big up American Redact. That was brilliant. Big up Blood Clot American Redact. That was brilliant. Big up Blood Clot American Redact. You love to see it. 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 Big up American Redact.